Hi team, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about decluttering. As always, I have made a bunch of decluttering videos here on my channel, but this one has a very specific reason. So if you want to be starting your minimalist journey, but you're a bit overwhelmed and you definitely can't handle right now going and clearing out 18 of your rooms, you don't have to be crazy, you don't have to chuck out everything that you own, but there are a couple of categories of things that you probably have a bunch of and that we all do, but we don't actually need. So if you're keen to get started to live life a little bit more minimally and a little bit easier, then stick around. First of all, books. I used to have an entire bookcase full of books and now I have like 2 nooks. Oh, I can probably show you them. I now have this amount. And I found that's all I actually need. I kept the books that I haven't read yet, and because I am trying to read new things, I got rid of the ones that I would just be like, I'm in for an easy read, I'll just reread Harry Potter or something. So I got rid of those, I gave them to my nieces and nephews so that they are no longer in my house, so if I'm reading something new. Next is DVDs. I don't know about you, but I don't watch DVDs anymore, but I bet you have a bunch of DVDs in your house. So with streaming services, with Netflix, with Amazon Prime, with Stan, with whatever Hulu, whatever other kind of system exists, there's no real need for DVDs anymore. Have a look through and find the ones that you bought on a whim one day, but you are never going to watch again, and get rid of those. Next, old hobbies. I know all of us have these. We each have something in our house that we're like, I will get back to knitting. No, you won't. The one thing that I'm keeping because I'm determined when I have time to go back to it again is skateboarding. My husband's been trying to teach me and I find it absolutely terrifying. So I've kept my skateboard because that one I'm determined to do. But I bet there's a bunch of hobbies that you have hidden inside drawers that you will not do. Next, outdoor equipment. So I kind of had this written down as camping equipment because that's what it is for me, but for you it might be something else. It might be like surfboard, bicycle, whatever that thing is, but for me it is camping equipment. I have so much camping equipment and I haven't been camping since I was in university, which, not counting, but that was almost 10 years ago. So what version of that thing that you have in your house that you can look at and be like, okay, now realistically, think about the last time I did that thing, and is it better for my peace of mind if I let that go and then I just borrow that thing off someone that I know if I'm going to go and do that thing? This one is gonna freak a bunch of people out, but calm, there's a reason, is clothing. Now I did a huge, massive overhaul of my clothing and I now have a capsule wardrobe, which I adore, which is why you see my like 3 beanies over and over and over again. But we're not gonna go that hard. I just want you to go through your wardrobe and have a look at the things that are broken or the things that don't fit anymore. It is very, very unlikely, if you haven't fixed it by now, that you are going to fix it. It's very unlikely that if you don't fit into it now, you are ever going to wear it again. So pass those things on. Kitchen gadgets. We all have a bunch of kitchen gadgets that we got as a gift one day because someone thought it was funny, or that we were like, oh, I will use that, that would come in so handy, and we never do. And I bet you have a bunch of these. These don't have to be big appliances like a blender, but they can be small things like specific meat claws to pull stuff apart, but really if you're going to pull meat apart, you just kind of use forks. Get rid of those claw things. This one, 100%, everybody has. Everybody has way too many of these things. Mugs. I bet you could go into a cupboard now and you would find like 18 mugs and there are only 2 people in your household. Think about the amount of people that you would have in your house at any given time. So the largest amount that you would likely have in your house, and then the amount of those that you would have for whatever event they would be in your house, drinking out of mugs. That's how many you need. Knickknacks. How many of y'all have a bunch of knickknacks just like around your house? I have a couple just over here. But I really don't like knickknacks unless they have memories. So everything behind me has a memory, and an important one. So when going through my knickknacks, I kind of decide, what is this is the memory of this thing important, or is it something that I will keep just because it's here? For example, my boss, like 5 jobs back, went overseas and then brought me back a little post box, which had no function. It was just kind of a little ornament. And then when I was going through my ornaments, I looked back on it and I was sort of like, I have plenty of memories of that boss still in my life. I don't actually need to keep this ornament in order to remind me of that. I don't need this memento. So when you're going through your knickknacks, decide the ones that bring you joy, but also the ones that you actually need the thing in your life to remind you of that point, that you really would like that reminder all the time to be on a shelf somewhere. Electronics. We all have way too many electronics because the speed of technology and technology creation these days is crazy town. I bet you have a drawer somewhere that is full of old chargers, old cords, SD cards, USBs, stuff that you don't need. You don't even know what's on it. You'll have technology in there that's so outdated it is completely useless. And before you just throw it in the bin, I want you to go onto your council website or your city government website and have a look to see if there are recycling centres. So here in Australia, a lot of Officeworks will accept old electronics and computer screens and that kind of stuff for recycling purposes. So have a quick search around and see if there's somewhere that you can take it before just taking it to landfill. I've popped a couple of videos up on the screen that if you're into decluttering, you also might enjoy. I would recommend it because the less stuff you have in your life, the more freedom you have inside your mind, which is awesome. As always, thank you so much for hanging out, and before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, paint a mural of my face, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.